everybody, this is Oldschool Gamer. I want to thank you so much for checking out this video. Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about good efficient strategies in the Tier 5 Murmansk. Some of these strategies are viable for all the cruisers, but some of these are pretty specific for just the Murmansk. Now, before I forget it, I just want to mention that one of my Khaba videos got showcased on WastingsSomeTime Gaming's channel. And I know that isn't a big deal for you guys, but I'm a long-time subscriber and a big fan of WastingsSomeTime, and I really love his commentaries. So for me, that was a pretty big deal. I'm gonna leave a link in the video right now. So, back to the topic on hand. Now, the Murmansk is, as I said before, previous videos, an extremely strong ship. It has very many strengths and a few weaknesses. And the weaknesses is pretty much bad anti-air and paper ship armor. So you don't want to get focused by carriers, and you don't want to get focused by multiple enemies. And of course not showing your broadsides. But like in this instance, I'm playing way back on the map, engaging targets at range. But you see here my Budioni buddy needs some help. He's up against two cruisers. But here I'm still not focused. They are still focused on my friendly cruiser buddy, so of course I can engage. And I start slowly turning to the right, so I get a little better angling towards this Kirov. He's firing HE on me, so and I take him down. Because the thing is, it's really good tactic as well to bait enemy players when you're using the Murmansk. Start sailing away and they will start to follow you, try and keep up and trying to kill you, but meanwhile you're just setting fires on them and damaging them more than they can damage you pretty much. So the Svetlana bailed because he pretty much wouldn't survive if he continued on the course. Now I have a Arparuna. That's not really a fight I want to take in my Murmansk. He can pretty much shoot off half my health in one salvo. He can even one-shot me if he gets lucky. So now I have two friendly battleships coming in, and of course they will become the main focus on this Haruna. And meanwhile I can slow down, engage my spotter plane, and as you see I get 17.8 kilometers range when I use my spotter plane, and I can just start burning this guy down. And since I am such efficient fire starter and I can use this range, I'm still a bit angled, and I have two friendly ships in between me and the enemy. I am pretty much safe here. He's not focusing me, he sees a bigger threat in the two battleships, but he don't really realize that meanwhile I'm just burning down his health. I have two on him now, and I'm trying to hit that third spot on the ship to set a third fire, and his repair is on cooldown, and you just see how much his health is depleting. And of course the battleship gets a kill. So the Svetlana is back. So now I'm gonna chase after this guy, and I'm not going inside the center of the map really yet, because first off, there isn't really that much support in the center, and if I would run into some enemies and get spotted, I would get focused really fast, and then you're just in a world of hurt in the Murmansk. This ship really needs you to play it like the sneaky fucking Russian. It's Boris, the bullet dodger. So I'm trying to catch up to this Svetlana right now. The Svetlana is a really good, strong Russian ship for its tier. It has really good gun arcs and really a lot of guns. It's pretty much a Russian St. Louis. Now we have a low health Nürnberg picking a fight. Let's see if I can grab this kill. And he goes down. So one of the strengths of this ship is it's very maneuverable. Just adjust your speed and course, and people will have very big problem of hitting you. Meanwhile, you have pretty decent chance of hitting them, so always use the strength of the ships. Now I see an enemy battleship closing in to the center of the map, and I don't really want to go up against the Svetlana and a battleship, so I turn off, and hopefully I can get some support from this friendly battleship here. I can't really see that we have any enemies left on the east side, so I'm guessing that the most of the enemy team is due west. We have an enemy Fuso going east. So I'm start to engage the New Mexico. Hopefully he will be focused on our battleship. And of course I get a fire on the first salvo. And I pretty much do the same as I did on the our Peruna. The second fire is lit. Let's see if he has repair up. It doesn't look like he has any repairs, which means that he is losing a lot of health. So hopefully I can set a third fire on him. You see he is already at half his health, and when he started to close in on the center he was pretty much full health. Now I'm not even spotted, but I still have a decent chance of firing over the islands. I just need to clear that the highest peak, so to speak. I really want to kill off this guy. I don't want him to be able to run away and use his damage repair party. But some other friendly takes him out. I do want to help Champ in his New Mexico with this enemy Fuso, but we have an enemy destroyer in the cap, and that takes precedent over everything else. So I'm turning around and trying to start engaging this Kamikaze R at range. We also have a friendly destroyer in the cap, and we also have another friendly cruiser chasing him from behind. So this should be a really short fight. Yeah, is taken out. So now I need to turn around again, start heading north. We are a bit spread out, our team. We have ships in the west and the east, and a bit too many, I feel, in the base. So really need to push. We do have advantage in one ship and also some cap points. I was first considering engaging this New York in the west, perhaps setting him on fire. Then I felt like Champ in the New Mexico had a bit worse situation, going up against one battleship and one cruiser. So I thought I try and do whatever I can from my position to engage this cruiser, try to shake him about a bit, hopefully make him fail in his attack run on our battleship. Now usually you would use armor piercing in this situation, but sometimes it can be really hard getting those citadels on those small agile cruisers at range. So I thought HE and setting fires would be the best option. Now Champ fortunately just took 2 torps, so he's not in that bad of a shape, but I really need to take out this Karlsruhe fast. I don't want him to get any other torps in the water. So now he's closer, I switch to armor piercing. He's angling, but I kill him anyways because he's on so low health. Now there's only this Fuso. And here I have a pretty sweet spot where I can park my ship undetected and just spam HE and fires on this Fuso that also is parked for some reason, I'm not really sure. Showing perfect broadside to our New Mexico. So I'm just backing up a bit because the battleship is backing up, so I just make sure I have this strip of land between our ships so I don't get detected. And as you can see, I had set some nice bonfires on his deck, so he is burning down. It doesn't seem to have repair available also, so it's gonna burn for a bit. And he also is taking fire, of course, from our New Mexico, so he's in a really bad spot. I think he's trying to back up behind that island, so he at least is safe from the battleship, but I think it would be better for him to actually go straight ahead and safe from my HE fire. I think my fire do more damage in this situation than the battleship. It seems like he has gotten wise on this as well. I do manage to get the Witherer, and I also had Confederate before. So I do rack up some pretty good damage on the enemy team. Now I'm using my torp indicator here, so I want to know where the Fuso is going to sail. I'm not really sure if he's gonna go down south at where the sea cap usually are, or if he's gonna go where I have my torp indicator right now. So I'm just waiting patiently, setting up one torp attack on him. It looked like he would keep the same speed and direction. Now I do fuck up a bit here, I must say. I should really go the right instead and sail away from him and engage him at range, which is the strength of this ship. But instead I somehow got a bit overconfident and cocky and turned into him, closing the distance, which makes it really easy for him to citadel me. And I pretty much show my perfect broadside here, which is really stupid at this range, because if he had turned his guns towards me, he could pretty much one-shot me here without problems. But for some reason he don't seem to feel like I'm a big threat, even though I pretty much have taken away 60-70% of his health. And finally, when he actually reacts to my presence, well, it's too late for him. So that's kill number 4, and I also get the arsonist. Now we have only one battleship left, and it's way off in the distance. So nothing really happens for a while now. The battleship is finally taken out by Champ in the New Mexico. So I'm just gonna fast forward it to the end. And as you can see, it was pretty decent damage, almost 120k. We had 370,000 credits earned, over 4,000 experience, 4 kills, 15 fires, Witherer, Confederate and Arsonists. And as I said many times, this is a really good fire starter, this ship, so you can count on a lot of extra fire damage. I do have the Tier 4 Captain Perk Demolition Expert on this captain, so that always helps a lot as well. So all in all, a pretty decent game, but for the most I wanted to showcase the different ways of playing the Murmansk. And for our second feature today, we have Murmansk yet again. It's 3 cap domination mode, and I can never remember what this map is called. But you guys know probably, and you're gonna tell me in the comments. I usually try and go for B actually on this map. Doesn't really matter if I play cruiser or destroyer, because I don't know why really. It's probably a stupid tactic because you will end up in the middle of the map and you will be able to get shot from 3 different locations pretty much. So I don't really know why I do this, but I think it's part of my aggressive playstyle. I'm a bit like fuck it kind of guy. So we have pretty equal teams. We have a lot of tier 3s, tier 4s and tier 5s, so I'm top tier, of course. It's always a good thing if you play the Murmansk. A bit of a steel clubber. It looks like we have a pretty big force heading straight for C on this side of the map. There is an enemy destroyer capping B already, which means that I have pretty much my work cut out for me. I also see an enemy battleship heading straight for B from the north, which isn't really something I want to see. But hey, I have committed to this course. Now I just need to ride it out. So I would, yeah, I'm getting spotted, and it's a minikaze, which is a really good, strong destroyer. Pretty bad guns, but really dangerous torps. I'm just hoping that none of the other ships are focusing me right now, so I can deal with this destroyer. Now we have 2 enemy battleships from the north heading straight for me. We also have 2 enemy battleships from the south heading straight for me. Luckily for me, they are not really focusing on me yet. So I am trying to do a kind of a stupid gung-ho cap of B. Now the Myogo is turning and he is licking his mouth because he see Murmansk close up. First salvo, and it was a swing and a miss, thankfully. Shoot off my second salvo torps and start setting some more fires on him. Somehow I managed to take the cap from the enemy team, even though I have so many ships really close by. I'm not really sure if those ships in the south, those 2, it's 1 battleship and 1 cruiser, if they have shot at me yet, but they haven't hit. Now I took the first hits from this Myogi, and it looks like he's gonna run into my torps. Yeah, I got 2 torp hits and 1 flood. But it looks like... no, he is flooding. He is flooding, so it doesn't have repair up. So I should be able to finish him off pretty easy with my guns. I also got a fire, so now he's flooding and burning, which is my favorite kind of enemy battleship. And we take him out. Unfortunately, they start to take back the cap. I can't really stay here because I would pretty much die in a couple of seconds. Now I have not a clue what my teammates have done in the north. It looks like they have no opposition and they still haven't taken A cap, while I pretty much was facing the entire team if you look at the minimap, and I still was able to cap B. But I don't know. Sometimes you wonder if people understand the cap game mode. But I guess I'm heading to take cap A as well, since no one else is really interested in doing it. So we have an enemy Wyoming. Now I have a bit of a great tactic I'm gonna show you. It's later on in this clip, which is pretty much my favorite tactic in the Murmansk, and it is so efficient against battleships and even against the cruisers. So I got the first fire on the Wyoming. I can't really... yeah, he's still burning. I get the second fire. Is he gonna use repair? The enemy minikaze pops up yet again. This was the guy I was engaging at B cap before. And it looks like he has repaired. So it's time to set some new fires. I'm turning in towards A cap because I'm guessing that the minikaze has shot some torps off my way, and of course I engage Hydra Acoustic Surge, which give me extra warning. And I don't really understand why this minicas choose to stay in his smoke and not run away. I mean, he had like 4 or 5 ships closing in on him. He really must have wanted that gap. Now I stood on the brakes here and managed to dodge the majority of that salvo from the Wyoming. So now we are taking A, finally. The friendlies down at south has taken C as well, so we have a big advantage in both caps and ships and tickets, which is really great. So now I will start to engage my favorite tactic. You see guys, since Murmansk has 5 guns, 5 turrets mounted in the front, and one of those turrets is a double turret, you have 6 guns you can shoot off while just showing your bow against the enemy, as I do right now. So you can pretty much make yourself the smallest, slimmest target and just use your W and S keys to change up your speed on the ship, and the battleship you're engaging can pretty much not hit you because they have such bad dispersion, and they got to be really lucky pretty much to be able to hit you in this range. I'm engaging this Wyoming, and as you can see I'm just putting on more and more fires on his deck, so he can't pretty much do anything except die. Now I just switch over to this Wyoming, doing exactly the same thing, just sailing straight towards him, just setting fires, showing as little of me as possible, and just using speed to throw his aim off pretty much. And you see, I'm just keep on putting on more and more fires. So that's why I'm not really afraid of charging towards a full health battleship. I done it in one of my other Murmansk videos where I was capping on Big Brother, and it was a full health, I think, Conqueror of Fuso, and I pretty much just did the same tactic, also turning a little bit so I can shoot off my torps every now and then. And I pretty much took away all his health and killed him off, while he took about 2,000 or 3,000 K from me. So this is a really efficient and viable tactic if you're sailing the Murmansk. And of course this tactic works just as well on enemy cruisers. And often while they need to turn around and show you their broadside, you can just pretty much sail like this, showing just your bow towards them, and sure, they can get some damage on you, but not even close to the damage you can get on them. And when they do need to turn to head away from you, you just switch quick to armor piercing and you just pound that citadel. And of course, after all that work I put into that Wyoming, someone else get the kill. That's my life. Of course, I had to fuck a little bit with that Wyoming in chat. I hope he's a good sport. So, we have a Tenryo. I can't really remember when I played this ship, but I think the most people say that it pretty much sucks. Well, all low-tier cruisers pretty much suck, except for some, like the St. Louis. But we get a citadel and the third kill. So now we have a nice, juicy, almost full health Congo. And what should I do? Well, I switch to HE and go to work, employing the same tactic as I've done before. And I don't really know if this guy don't care about me or if he just realized that it doesn't help if he's trying to shoot at me. So I think he's targeting that battleship instead. Of course, the battleship is always the bigger threat. So let's see how many fires we can get on this guy. We're up to 16 so far. Well, lucky number 17. And of course, the only way for battleships to counter this tactic in the Murmansk is if they manage to get some teammates to help them out and focus me, because my ship can't stand getting focused. So of course then I need to pretty much break away and sail off. I got the Confederates, and now there is only one cruiser left, and last seen on the 2 line heading north. So I'm thinking I will go through this small strait and try to cut him off. I send off my spotter airplane, hoping to get an early spot on this guy. So I just wanna ask you guys what your thoughts are of these double feature videos. I done 3 so far. Are you guys happy with the content? Do you think they are too long or too short? Please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate your feedback. So that said, this game is gonna be ending really soon. This Karlsruhe actually makes it out alive. I don't really get a chance shooting him before the tickets runs up to 1,000. But it was a pretty good game, but the thing I wanted to highlight the most was the diversity of this ship and the many different types of tactics you can employ sailing this ship, and how you can pretty much use it to its strength. So made number 1 in the match and did some decent credits, decent experience, 3 kills and a whole lot of fires. Now the damage wasn't that big, but usually you get like 30-40k. So if you enjoyed the video guys, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing videos. Have a good one. I see you later guys. Bye.